In this video, we will introduce how to save Google Cloud logs in BigQuery so we can analyze the logs in a more efficient way with SQL queries. We will learn how to sync new logs to BigQuery automatically and how to load history logs into a BigQuery table manually. The first thing we should do is to create a BigQuery dataset which will store the tables for Google logs. You can search for BigQuery in the Google Cloud platform and open it from there. It's the easiest way to find a product in the GCP console. In the BigQuery page, click the three vertical dots menu and choose Create Dataset from there. In the Create Dataset page, specify a unique dataset ID and choose a region closest to you. All other options can be left as default. Then click the Create Dataset button to create the BigQuery dataset. After the BigQuery dataset is created, we need to find and open Google Logs Explorer. We will find the logs we want and load them to the BigQuery dataset. In practice, you should already have the required logs to load. For demonstration purposes, we will generate some new logs manually with the Google Cloud Logging Python client. We can activate the Cloud Shell in the GCP console and run this Python code there directly. The benefit of using the Cloud Shell is that everything is set up for us already. We don't need to worry about the permissions and dependencies. After the Python code is run, we can write this simple query to find the logs just generated. The log name is the target field in the log to search against, and the colon means include, and we will search for all logs whose log name includes the word myapp. After the query is written, we can click the Run Query button to find the logs generated. Now we can create a sync to save logs to BigQuery. Find the Actions menu in the Logs Explorer, which should be located on the middle right of the page. Choose Create Sync from the drop-down. In the window to create the sync, first specify the sync name with an optional description. Then choose BigQuery Dataset as the sync service and choose the dataset we created in the beginning as the destination. Finally, specify the query to filter the logs. Since the sync is created from the Logs Explorer, the query is copied for us automatically. We don't need to change it and can click Create Sync directly to create the sync. After the sync is created, we need to wait for quite some time before logs are saved in the target dataset, normally several minutes. A table with log name and date as the name will be created for us automatically. Note that only new logs generated after the sync is created will be saved here. The old logs won't be here, and we need to load them manually. Go back to Logs Explorer, open the Actions menu and click Download to open the Download Logs window. In the Download Logs window, specify the maximum log entries and format for the log file and click Download to download the logs file. We will use JSON format in this example. Now go back to the BigQuery window, open the three vertical dots menu, and choose Create Table to create a table manually. In the Create Table window, select Uploading a local file. Specify the options as instructed and click Create Table. Oops, an error is raised. It failed to create the table from the chosen file. If you have watched our previous video comparing JSON with JSON-L files, you will be familiar with this error. The reason is that a JSON-L file is expected, but a JSON file is uploaded. We need to write some simple Python code to convert the JSON file downloaded to the JSON-L format. Basically, we read the JSON file into a list, and then write each log entry as a single line in the target JSON-L file, because in a JSON-L file, each line is an independent and valid JSON object. Now go back to the Create Table window and choose the converted JSON-L file. Note that the file format of JSON-L file may not be detected successfully if the extension is JSON-L rather than JSON, and we would need to change it manually. It's a bit ironic here, isn't it? This time, the logs should be loaded successfully. When we open the table, we can see the old logs are loaded in the table. With BigQuery, a major benefit is that we can write SQL queries to analyze the data. Click the plus icon to open the SQL query editor. After the query is written, click Run to run it and show the results. We can save the query with a descriptive name so we can check it later. This is it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel for more content.